Hello everyone, welcome back to the series of self-transformation practices. This time let me start with the story. There was this student who was really brilliant and he approached a Zen master. And he told the master very proudly that, hey master, I've learned all the religions in the world, I've traveled the world, understood the culture, now I want to learn even Zen. Now, the master didn't say anything. He just got a cup and he started pouring tea into the cup. Now, he did not stop even when the cup was full. Now, looking at this, the student was astonished. He said, "Hey, master, what is the point in pouring even when the cup is full?" Now, that was a moment of truth for a student. The master just smiled and the student got the message. This takes us to our topic today, unlearning and its importance. Now, as we all know that learning is extremely important for us. It makes us knowledgeable, it makes us better human beings. But then what we forget is some of these learnings over a period of time can become counterproductive. It can become irrelevant, it can become unnecessary. So this is where the importance of unlearning comes in, because there are some behaviors which we have to choose to unlearn so that it gives us space to learn something really new. And you would have noticed that some of the times, if we are too attached with some of these ideas or behaviors, it becomes very difficult for us to unlearn out of those. There was this famous experiment called backward bicycle. It was carried out by an engineer called Destin. Now, what he did is he changed the alignment of the handle of a bicycle in such a way that if you turn the handle towards left, the bicycle will go right, and then vice versa. Now, initially he thought that it's a cakewalk because he's been riding a bike since childhood. But in the first attempt, he could not even go 10 meters. Now, it took him around 8 rigorous months of practice to ride the bike. Now, why I'm saying this is there is something called as neuroplasticity of our brain, which basically is the ability of our brain to change, to rewire to something really new, create a new circuit. We need to consciously make an effort to unlearn certain things and keep relearning them to keep the neuroplasticity on. It's very high in children. The same experiment, his child could do it in few weeks, but it took him 8 months to do that. Now the question is, how do we unlearn? What are the simple ways to effectively unlearn consciously? Now, the best way to do it is to identify a behavior which you want to change. It can be as simple as, say for example, before you go to bed, you might have the tendency to watch TV or Netflix for hours together. Now that's probably something which you might want to change because it impacts your sleep, you wake up next day late, it can ruin the entire day. So what you could do is start reading books. Pick up a book, start some pages every day. Now what this will do is, if you would have noticed, reading makes you more tired than watching a TV or Netflix. And after a few pages, you will go to sleep automatically. Now, so similarly, you can pick up a behavior which you want to change and you replace it with the behavior which you want to inculcate. So that is a very ideal unlearning practice which will help you. The other thing which works for me is try experimenting. Don't be very safe. There are certain things which has got into your belief system without even you trying about that, right? Somebody would have told you something and you started believing it. You would have read somewhere, you started believing it. Put it into practice. Check, go out, experiment, and then make it a behavior, make it a practice. So experimenting more probably will help you unlearn few of the things which you have got from the past. So experimenting and changing your old behavior with something new, replacing it with something new, these two will make you unlearned in a very conscious way. So thank you very much and happy unlearning.